Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, what if Naruto traveled back and became teammates with young Kakashi? If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. The storm had come without warning. One moment, Naruto was standing on the battlefield, exhausted but victorious after sealing the last remnants of an Otsutsuki threat. The sky was torn with bright scars of chakra, the air shaking with raw energy. And then, before he could even breathe, a vortex of spiraling light engulfed him. It felt nothing like space-time ninjutsu. It was heavier, older, almost as if time itself had reached down to seize him. He tried calling Kurama, but even the fox's voice was drowned beneath the roar of collapsing dimensions. When the world finally stopped spinning, Naruto collapsed onto hard earth, gasping for air. He pushed himself up slowly, struggling to understand what had just happened. The smell of damp soil filled his nose. The sky was clear. Birds were chirping. There was no battlefield, no destruction, no enemies. He stood still, heart pounding, as a realization crept into him. This was not his world. But it was familiar. He recognized the trees, the air, the faint sounds of a village in the distance. This was Konoha, but not the Konoha he knew. The chakra in the environment felt younger, unscarred by the future wars he remembered. He was in the past. Naruto clenched his fists. He needed to understand how far back he had traveled. He needed to find someone who could explain, someone trustworthy. But first, he needed to hide. The Hokage of this era might not be his grandfather figure yet. Minato might not be the fourth. He didn't know who ruled now. As he moved silently deeper into the forest, he sensed two signatures approaching rapidly. They were fast, too fast for regular shinobi. Naruto hid behind a tree out of instinct, suppressing his chakra as much as possible. The two figures dropped into the clearing. The first one was a white-haired boy, young but sharp-eyed, carrying a cold expression that felt like a blade. His forehead protector glinted under the sun, and he moved with practiced precision. The second was a boy slightly older, brown-haired, with goggles pushed onto his head and an excited expression that refused to be contained. Naruto's breath caught in his throat. Kakashi Hatake and Obito Uchiha, both were alive, young, pre-war, before everything shattered. His heart twisted painfully. He was staring at the teammates who would one day fight on the brink of life and death. Teammates whose futures he already knew too well. Kakashi looked around with calculating eyes. "Someone's here," he said quietly. Naruto cursed inwardly. Even suppressing his chakra wasn't enough for a prodigy like Kakashi. Obito groaned. "Maybe it's just an animal. Not everything is an enemy, you know." Kakashi ignored him, stepping forward. "Come out. Hiding won't help." Naruto knew he had no choice. Slowly, he stepped out from behind the tree. His clothes were still battle-worn from the fight with the Otsutsuki, his chakra signature unfamiliar, and his sense strange in this era. Instantly, Kakashi's kunai was aimed at his chest. "Identify yourself," Kakashi demanded, voice cold. Naruto raised his hands calmly, but inside, he was fighting the urge to break down. He was looking at his sensei's younger self, a version untouched by grief, still being shaped by the world. "My name is Naruto," he said carefully. "I'm a traveler, a shinobi with no harmful intentions." Quote. Obito walked around him, examining him with curiosity. "Weird clothes, weird chakra, weird hair, and you don't look much older than us. You sure you're a shinobi?" Naruto gave a small smile despite himself. "Trust me, I am." Kakashi narrowed his eyes. "What village?" Naruto paused. Technically, he was from Konoha. But admitting that would create questions he couldn't answer. Before he could speak, another presence arrived, fast, steady, and unmistakably skilled. A tall man with calm eyes and silver hair stepped forward. Tsukumo Hatake, the White Fang of Konoha. The man whose death would one day change Kakashi forever. Naruto's heart tightened again. Tsukumo studied him with a sharp but not hostile gaze. "You're far from ordinary," he said. "Your chakra feels strange, as if it comes from a place that doesn't exist here." Naruto lowered his head. You could say that. Tsukumo looked at Kakashi. Bring him to the village. The Hokage will want to speak with him. Before Kakashi could respond, a messenger owl swooped down and dropped a scroll into Tsukumo's hand. He opened it, skimmed the contents, and his expression shifted slightly. Kakashi, he said, there is a sudden team alteration. One of the genin teams needs an additional member for a long-term mission. The Hokage has ordered you to fill that slot temporarily. Kakashi looked surprised. Me? Why? Before Tsukumo could answer, Obito burst out, hold on. What team? Tsukumo turned to Naruto, eyes thoughtful. It appears, Tsukumo said slowly, that the new team member is him. Naruto blinked. Me? Tsukumo nodded. Hiruzen-sama believes someone with your abilities shouldn't be left unsupervised. You'll work under a Jonin and 2 genin. Naruto felt his heartbeat quicken. If he was being assigned to a genin team in this era, there were only a few possibilities. And then Tsukumo said the words that confirmed everything. You will be placed under Minato Namikaze's squad. Naruto's world froze. Minato, his father, alive, young, strong, and he would be Naruto's leader. He could barely speak. Minato, sensei. Tsukumo nodded. You'll meet him shortly. Obito was stunned. Kakashi was unreadable. The forest felt suddenly still, as if fate itself held its breath. Naruto closed his eyes for a moment. He had traveled back in time, and destiny was placing him directly beside the people he had only known through stories, memories, and tragedies. Team Minato was about to gain a new member, and Naruto Uzumaki was about to stand alongside young Kakashi, not as a student, but as a teammate. The moment Tsukumo gave the order, the forest seemed to shift around them. Naruto felt the weight of time press against his chest. Team Minato, his father's team, the era that shaped the shinobi world long before the tragedy of Canopy Bridge, long before the cycle of war swallowed everything. Kakashi sheathed his kunai, though his eyes remained sharp. He didn't trust Naruto, and there was no reason he should. Kakashi at this age was all discipline, precision, and suspicion. Nothing like the mentor Naruto would one day admire. This Kakashi did not smile. This Kakashi did not joke. This Kakashi did not forgive. Naruto followed them silently as Tsukumo led the group toward Konoha. His footsteps fell softly, but inside his chest, everything was loud. Questions, memories, fears, hopes, all swirling inside him. Konoha's gates soon came into view. Naruto slowed, staring. The village looked younger, cleaner, peaceful. None of the scars of the future were here. No destroyed buildings, no reconstructed walls, no reminders of invasions. This was the Konoha that only existed in old stories. Guards watched him carefully as he walked through the gates beside Kakashi and Obito. His unusual clothing drew stares. His chakra, even suppressed, felt unfamiliar and heavy. But no one approached him aggressively, not when he was walking beside Tsukumo Hatake, one of the most respected men in the village. They headed straight for the Hokage Tower. Inside, the halls were quiet. Young shinobi hurried through with scrolls. Older jonin conversed in low voices. Naruto felt out of place, an anomaly walking beside legends who didn't yet know they were legends. Finally, they reached the office. Tsukumo knocked once. Enter, came the measured voice. The door slid open. Naruto stepped into the presence of Hiruzen Sarutobi, third Hokage, younger than Naruto remembered but with the same unwavering gaze. His posture was strong, his eyes sharp, his aura calm but commanding. He studied Naruto for a long, heavy moment. So, Hiruzen said, the stranger who appeared in the forest. Naruto stood straight. Yes, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen folded his hands. Your chakra is unlike any I have sensed. Structured yet enormous. Complex, as if woven with different energies. Even your presence feels displaced. His eyes narrowed slightly. Where are you from? Naruto swallowed. The truth would be impossible to explain. Lying would be pointless. Anything too detailed might break the timeline. Anything too vague might lead to him being imprisoned. I'm from very far away, he said slowly. And I don't know how I arrived. Hiruzen watched him carefully. Your intentions. Naruto met his eyes directly. I don't want to harm Konoha. I want to help, if you'll let me. Quote, The Hokage leaned back in his chair, silent for several seconds. Kakashi and Obito waited stiffly behind Naruto. Even Tsukumo remained quiet. Finally, Hiruzen exhaled. Very well. Until we learn more about you, you will work under supervision. You will join Minato Namikaze's squad. You will operate as a provisional genin until further notice. Naruto nodded. I understand. You'll meet him shortly, Hiruzen added. He's finishing an assignment. Kakashi, Obito, you two will escort Naruto to the training grounds. Kakashi gave a curt nod. Obito just shrugged, still trying to process everything. As they stepped out of the tower, Naruto let out a slow breath. He had spoken to the Hokage without revealing the truth, avoided suspicion, and secured a place in the very team that shaped ninja history. But he wasn't prepared for what came next. Training Ground 3 was quiet, bathed in afternoon sunlight. The tall grass swayed in the breeze, and the old wooden post stood unchanged, timeless. Naruto felt a strange warmth. He had trained here countless times in his own era. To stand here again, but in the past, it felt like stepping inside a memory he didn't own. Kakashi leaned against a tree, arms crossed. Obito paced in circles, unable to stay still. I don't get it, Obito muttered. He shows up out of nowhere, says basically nothing about himself, and now he's on our squad. How is that fair? Naruto gave a small shrug. Life's complicated. Kakashi scoffed quietly. That isn't an answer. Naruto didn't push it. He couldn't. He didn't want to risk altering their futures more than necessary. A few minutes passed in silence. Then the air shifted. A calm, warm chakra signature approached the grounds. Naruto recognized it instantly. He knew this presence better than anyone. Even without seeing him, Naruto's heart tightened. Minato Namikaze stepped into the clearing. Not the fourth Hokage. Not the hero of Konoha. Not the man sealed into history through sacrifice. But a young Jonin. Calm eyes. Bright blonde hair. Gentle smile. Light blue vest. A presence that felt like sunlight breaking through clouds. Naruto froze. Minato looked at him with curiosity, unaware of the truth standing right before him. So, Minato said lightly, you're the new addition to my team. Quote, Naruto swallowed hard. Why yes. Minato smiled softly. I'm Minato. I look forward to working with you. The words hit Naruto like a punch. Hearing them directly from his father, spoken with kindness, it was almost too much. He forced himself to keep his composure. Minato looked at his students. All right, since we have a new member, we'll start with evaluation. I need to understand your strengths. Obito grinned. You're going to test him, right? Quote, Kakashi spoke coldly. A spar would reveal everything. Minato nodded. Exactly. Naruto, if you're willing, spar with Kakashi. Naruto blinked. Right now. Minato smiled. No better time. Kakashi stepped forward, expression unreadable. I won't hold back. Naruto exhaled. Neither will I. They took their positions. The wind stilled. The grass bent under their feet. Minato watched with calm interest. Obito held his breath. Naruto locked eyes with Kakashi. Kakashi moved first, fast, precise, a prodigy's speed. His foot dug into the ground, launching him forward with the agility of a shinobi far older. His kunai flashed, slicing through the air toward Naruto's neck. Naruto sidestepped effortlessly, surprising even himself. Kakashi spun, using the momentum to strike again. Naruto blocked with his forearm, sending a shock through the clearing. Obito stared. What kind of strength? Quote, Minato's eyes narrowed with interest. Kakashi attacked again, faster, using angles Naruto recognized from years of training with the older Kakashi. Sharp, controlled, unforgiving movements. Naruto countered instinctively, weaving through Kakashi's strikes with movements that should have been impossible for someone his age. Kakashi noticed immediately. You're not a normal kid, he said quietly. Naruto smiled faintly. Neither are you. Their fists collided, sending a small shockwave through the training ground. Kakashi slid back, boots digging into dirt. Naruto barely shifted. Kakashi's eyes widened. Just a fraction. To Naruto, that meant everything. Minato stepped forward. Enough. Kakashi lowered his stance. Naruto exhaled. Minato studied Naruto closely. Your abilities are advanced, natural, refined. You didn't panic once. Impressive. Obito nodded reluctantly. He's good. Kakashi said nothing, but his silence meant more than words. Naruto stood still, breathing deeply. For the first time since arriving in this era, he felt it. He could belong here. Minato smiled. Welcome to the team, Naruto. Naruto bowed his head. This was how it began. The past rewriting the future touching the past. And Naruto standing beside those who shaped destiny, not as a legend, but as a teammate. The sun climbed higher over training ground 3 as Minato assessed his newly adjusted squad. Kakashi watched Naruto with thinly veiled suspicion, Obito with open curiosity, and Rin, whom Naruto hadn't noticed arriving, stood beside Minato with gentle eyes, trying to understand the strange new boy who'd suddenly joined their team. Her presence hit Naruto like another weight of memory. She was alive, bright, kind, untouched by the cruel fate that awaited her. Naruto forced himself not to stare too long. Minato stepped forward, clearing his throat. Now that everyone is here, including Rin, it's time for a proper introduction. Rin bowed slightly to Naruto. Hello, I'm Rin Nohara. I handle medical support for the team. It's nice to meet you. Naruto nodded. Nice to meet you too. Minato turned to all 4. This is now a 4-man squad temporarily, but our missions from here on will require teamwork. Naruto's presence changes the dynamics, so we'll spend today understanding each other. Quote, Obito raised a hand like a student. Sensei, does this mean we get a break from D-rank missions? Minato smiled gently. No, it means your D-rank missions will get harder. Obito groaned dramatically. Kakashi ignored him, still studying Naruto, analyzing every movement he made. Minato continued. We'll start with a simple team exercise. Naruto, since you sparred with Kakashi, I want to see how you handle coordination. Quote, Rin clasped her hands behind her back. What's the exercise, sensei? Minato pointed to the forest behind them. Retrieve the marked scroll I placed somewhere inside the forest. But you have to get it as a team. Quote, Obito blinked. That's easy. Minato raised a finger. The forest is filled with traps, seals, illusions, and Kakashi set up his own traps this morning. Obito immediately deflated. That's not easy. Quote, Naruto hid a small grin. Even in this timeline, Kakashi's obsession with preparedness was legendary. Minato looked at Naruto. This will show me how well you adapt to your teammates. Naruto nodded. I'll do my best. They headed toward the edge of the woods. Once they reached the starting point, Minato raised his hand. Begin. Kakashi shot forward without waiting, slipping between trees like a shadow. Naruto followed instantly, keeping pace easily. Rin kept close behind Naruto. Obito cursed and sprinted after them. The forest swallowed the 4 young shinobi. The air was thick, filled with tension and the faint signs of triggered chakra traps. Kakashi leapt to a branch, scanning the path ahead. Naruto glanced upward just in time to see a thin tripwire hidden between 2 tree trunks. Naruto shouted, Obito, stop. Obito froze mid-step, right in front of the wire. Kakashi clicked his tongue. At least you saw it. Obito spun around. Why do you set traps everywhere? To make sure you stop being careless. Naruto stepped in, checking the wire. It's linked to a flash seal. It'll blind us for several seconds. Kakashi narrowed his eyes. You recognized the seal quickly. Naruto shrugged. I've trained with someone who used traps all the time. Kakashi paused, as if trying to guess who that could be. They moved deeper. The traps grew more clever, more dangerous. Kakashi's work. Minato's enhancements. Naruto recognized every signature technique used here, not because he had seen it before in this era, but because he remembered the older Kakashi's style so well. Naruto stepped aside just before a paper bomb clone detonated near him, leaving only a puff of harmless smoke. But Kakashi took note of Naruto's timing. His eyes sharpened further. Rin called out from behind. Naruto, how did you notice that one? Naruto answered honestly. The chakra felt too concentrated for a normal branch. Obito muttered, show off. Kakashi landed near Naruto, eyes focused. You react like a seasoned shinobi. But your age doesn't match your skill. Naruto met his gaze calmly. Experience doesn't always come from years. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. That's not an explanation. Naruto said nothing more. He couldn't. The tension between the two increased, becoming a silent battle of perception and unspoken questions. Suddenly, Rin called out. I found something. They rushed toward her. A small clearing opened around them. In the center sat a stone pedestal. On it, a scroll identical to the one Minato placed, tied with a red seal. Obito threw his hands up. Yes, we found it. Naruto frowned. Kakashi stepped closer slowly. This is too easy. Rin bit her lip. Do you think it's a trap? Naruto approached the pedestal, eyes scanning it. Something felt wrong. The chakra flow around the pedestal was slight, but not natural. It reminded Naruto of sensory displacement ninjutsu. It's a genjutsu marker, Naruto said. Obito blinked. A what? A fake scroll. It's meant to distract us. Kakashi raised an eyebrow. You can sense genjutsu without using kai. Quote. Naruto nodded. This one manipulates perception, not the mind. It's subtle. Kakashi gave the faintest hint of respect in his eyes. Good. You noticed. Before they could step away, the ground exploded. Naruto grabbed Rin and leapt back. Kakashi shoved Obito out of the blast radius. A cloud of dust rose. From within the smoke, Minato stepped out, smiling lightly. Good job everyone. You passed the first part. Quote. Obito shouted, Sensei, you attacked us. Minato chuckled. If you sensed it properly, it wouldn't count as an attack. Rin sighed with relief. Kakashi stayed silent. Naruto stood up, a little shaken but exhilarated. His father was even faster and sharper than he remembered from stories. His movements were fluid, effortless, and so bright with energy that Naruto couldn't help feeling drawn to him. Minato turned to Naruto specifically. You performed well. You noticed traps Kakashi made. You protected your teammates. And you identified the fake scroll. Your instincts are impressive. Naruto felt an unexpected warmth. Thank you. Minato continued, but you're holding back. Quote. Naruto stiffened. What do you mean? Minato's eyes softened. You move like someone with far more experience. And your reactions are too polished for your age. You're not showing your full hand. Kakashi stepped forward. He's hiding something. The air tightened. Naruto felt every heartbeat. Their suspicion was growing. Anything he said could shift the timeline. But Minato's gaze wasn't harsh, it was searching, understanding, patient. Not demanding the truth, but offering the space for it. Naruto lowered his head. I can't explain everything yet. But I promise, I'm not here to harm anyone. Minato held his gaze for a long, quiet moment. Finally, he nodded. All right, then we learn with time. Kakashi looked like he wanted to argue. Obito looked relieved. Rin smiled softly. Minato clapped his hands. That's enough for today. Tomorrow, our first mission together begins. Quote. Naruto's breath caught. He was officially part of Team Minato. Not as a student from the future. Not as a Hokage. Not as a hero. But as a teammate. A young shinobi standing alongside his father, the boy who would become Kakashi the copy ninja, Rin the healer, and Obito before tragedy. Naruto walked with them back toward the village, heart heavy and full at the same time. This was going to be harder than he imagined. And far more important. Naruto's first day with Team Minato deepens. The forest around them grew denser as the new team advanced, the leaves whispering in a rhythm Naruto had always known yet had never experienced from this particular moment in time. Everything felt surreal. Minato alive, Kakashi young and sharp, Obito clumsy but kind, and Rin gentle yet strong. Naruto walked among them as if caught in a dream he didn't want to wake from. But he couldn't forget the truth. He wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't supposed to be part of this team. And every choice he made now had the potential to rewrite the future. Kakashi walked at the front, movements crisp and precise, showing off without intending to. He turned slightly, golden eye narrowing at Naruto's steps behind him. You're slow, Kakashi said. At this rate, you'll drag us down. Quote. Naruto felt an old irritation rise. He had dealt with Sasuke's version of this attitude, but Kakashi's younger, sharper version was somehow more piercing. Minato laughed softly. Kakashi, not everyone moves like you do. Besides, Naruto's chakra reserves are unusual. He'll be fine. Unusual was an understatement, Naruto thought. His power had grown since time traveling. Kurama's chakra felt calmer, more balanced, as if even the fox sensed the gravity of this era. Obito jogged to Naruto's side. Don't mind Kakashi. He pretends he doesn't care about anything. He's probably just mad because your hair is spikier than his. Naruto snorted. And maybe because mine looks cooler. Quote, from up front Kakashi stiffened. I can hear both of you. Obito flinched, then whispered to Naruto, see. He's always like this. Rin giggled from the back. He means well. Kakashi just hides it. Naruto knew they were all right. Seeing Kakashi like this unpolished, unshaped version, was strange. The elite shinobi who trained him, who saved him, who guided him, was still just a boy battling the world's expectations. And maybe Naruto was meant to help him too. Minato begins testing Naruto. They reached a clearing. Minato lifted his hand. We'll take a break here. But before that, Naruto, I want to see your abilities. Quote, Kakashi's eyes lit with challenge. Obito's widened with curiosity. Rin looked excited. Naruto nodded. All right, sensei. The word felt heavy, familiar, warm. Minato smiled at it, unaware of how much meaning Naruto had packed into the simple phrase. Show me a jutsu you're proud of, Minato said. Naruto hesitated. He couldn't show the Rasengan, it hadn't been invented yet. Showing Sage Mode or Kurama's cloak was out of the question. Even shadow clones, if overused, could raise suspicion. But Minato was watching patiently. Naruto gathered chakra, molding it carefully. Okay, let's go with this. With a quick hand seal, he formed 3 shadow clones beside him. Kakashi tilted his head, unimpressed at first, until each clone flared with equal chakra density. 3 high-level clones with stable chakra distribution, Kakashi muttered. That's not normal. Minato's eyes glowed with interest. Your control is impressive. Not perfect, but powerful. And your chakra volume is enormous. Quote, you haven't seen anything yet, Obito said proudly, as if taking credit for Naruto's power. Minato walked closer. What about taijutsu? Naruto grinned. I can show you that too. A spar began, Minato versus Naruto. The 4th Hokage versus his own future son. Naruto didn't hold back too much. He needed to show believable skill, not future-level absurdity. He dashed forward, clone attacking from the rear, another from the left. Minato vanished, teleportation fast, but not the perfected flying Raijin yet. Naruto spun, throwing a kick where he felt air distortion. Minato caught it, surprised. You sensed that? Naruto smirked. Instinct. Minato countered with a palm strike. Naruto blocked, clone swept low, another jumped high. For a moment they were locked in a solid exchange, fluid, evenly matched in speed but not technique. Minato finally broke the clash, stepping back with a bright smile. You're amazing, Naruto, he said honestly. I haven't met anyone your age who moves like that. Rin clapped. Obito whistled. Kakashi only frowned deeper. Naruto wiped his forehead. A warmth spread through him, something he hadn't felt in years. Approval. From his father. But Minato didn't know that. Not yet. Kakashi's growing suspicion. Later, as the rest of the team rested, Kakashi approached Naruto silently. You're hiding something, Kakashi said plainly. Naruto stiffened. What makes you think that? Kakashi crossed his arms. Your reactions are too mature. Your chakra feels different. And you fight like someone who has seen real battles. Quote, Naruto's heartbeat quickened. Kakashi continued, I don't trust you yet. But Minato-sensei does. So I'll wait. But, he leaned slightly closer. If you endanger this team, I won't hesitate. Naruto expected aggression. Instead, he heard fear. Young Kakashi was scared of losing people. Naruto softened but stayed firm. I won't let anything happen to any of you, he said. Especially not him. Him? Kakashi asked. Naruto froze. He had said too much. But suddenly, Obito burst between them. Hey, hey, hey. Are you two fighting already? Relax. We just became teammates. Kakashi scoffed and walked away. Obito sighed at Naruto. He really isn't easy to get along with. Naruto stared at Kakashi's retreating form, feeling the weight of the timeline pressing on him. He knew exactly how Kakashi and Obito's story ended. He knew how Rin's story ended. He knew what would break them, shape them, destroy them. He couldn't let it happen again. Not if he had the power to change it. Minato's private question. Later that evening, Minato sat beside Naruto as the team rested. You're strong, Naruto, Minato said quietly. Strong, but also lonely. I can feel it. Naruto's chest tightened. Minato continued, if there's ever anything you want to tell me, you can. I won't judge you. Quote, Naruto swallowed hard. The man he had longed to meet his whole life, was here. Alive, offering support. He almost cracked, but he couldn't risk saying the truth. Not yet. Thank you, Naruto whispered. Minato placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder, warm, steady, kind. You're part of this team now, Minato said. And I'm proud to have you. Naruto lowered his eyes, unable to hide the tremble in his voice. Me too, sensei. Morning sunlight filtered through the trees as Team Minato prepared to depart for their first real mission with Naruto included. It wasn't high-ranking, mainly a border patrol assignment, but tension clung to the air because of the recent movements of the Hidden Stone. Naruto knew exactly what this era was spiraling toward. The Third Great Ninja War. He didn't know the exact date, but the shifting political pressure was unmistakable, a storm gathering at the horizon. Every mission could easily turn deadly, and Naruto's presence was already a variable powerful enough to cut history in half. Minato gathered them around before they moved out. His expression was light, but the way he observed the tree lines told Naruto the man was already analyzing a dozen threats that might not even be there. We'll stay alert, Minato said. Our route takes us close to a stone scouting region. No unnecessary risks. Naruto, stick close to Kakashi. Naruto blinked. Kakashi. Kakashi seemed equally displeased. Why me? Minato smiled knowingly. Because Naruto mirrors your speed best. And because your reactions complement each other. I want you two to understand each other's movement patterns. Naruto understood Minato's real goal. He wanted them to bond. Kakashi crossed his arms as if weighed down by responsibility he didn't want. Fine. Just don't fall behind. Naruto matched his pace with little effort. You'll be the one struggling to keep up. Don't provoke him, Obito whispered to Naruto from behind. His ego grows 2 inches every time he gets annoyed. Shut up, Obito, Kakashi snapped. Rin chuckled softly. It's a good team already. Naruto wanted to agree, but inside, he held a fear none of them would ever understand. He wasn't just fighting with them. He was fighting time itself. Kakashi tests Naruto. As they moved across the treetops, Kakashi suddenly sped ahead, vanishing into the branches. Naruto immediately sensed it. Kakashi was setting a test. A challenge. Naruto smirked faintly and chased after him. The forest blurred around him as Kakashi darted left, then right, then dropped down into a shadowed ravine. Naruto followed without hesitation. When they landed, Kakashi turned, kunai already in hand. You noticed, Kakashi said. Good. Naruto raised his own kunai. If you want to test me, just say it. Kakashi didn't waste a second. He rushed forward with a clean, efficient strike. Naruto blocked, feeling the pressure in the blow. Kakashi was fast, but not yet the copy ninja, not yet the legend he would become. Naruto countered with a low sweep. Kakashi jumped back, surprised. Naruto closed the distance, forcing Kakashi on the defensive. Your footwork, it's familiar, Kakashi murmured. Like someone trained you personally. Naruto froze for a moment. Someone did. Kakashi himself, years from now. He redirected his attack, choosing a pattern Kakashi would find confusing, not familiar. Kakashi's eyes sharpened. The spar grew more intense. Their blades clashed again and again, sparks flying between steel edges. Finally, Kakashi pushed back and lowered his kunai. That's enough, he said. You're strong. Stronger than I expected. Naruto remained silent, waiting for the real verdict. Kakashi looked directly into Naruto's eyes. But strength alone isn't trust. I still don't understand you. Quote, you will, Naruto replied. In time. Kakashi didn't like that answer. But before he could respond, Minato appeared between them, hands resting casually at his sides. That's enough training, Minato said calmly. We have company. The first danger of the past. Naruto felt them before he saw them, stone shinobi, 3 of them, approaching from the northwest. Their chakra was steady but hostile. Minato spoke softly, but his tone shifted into that of a leader ready for combat. Kakashi, take Rin and move back 30 meters. Naruto, Obito, stay with me. Obito stiffened. Me, up front. You're adaptable, Minato said. And Naruto has instincts I trust. Naruto swallowed. Minato had no idea how much Naruto knew. But Naruto understood why Minato placed him here. He sensed danger as clearly as Minato did. The stone shinobi arrived in the clearing moments later, dropping down from the treetops with hardened expressions and dark green uniforms. The one in the center spoke. This area belongs to the hidden stone surveillance zone. State your purpose. Minato stepped forward, calm and respectful. We're border patrol. We didn't intend to cross into stone territory. Quote, you're already too close, the shinobi said, voice colder. Orders say no Konoha shinobi leave alive. He didn't hesitate. The attack began instantly. Naruto fights with Minato. A barrage of earth spikes shot forward. Obito stumbled backward. Naruto grabbed him by the collar and pulled him aside, saving him from a spike that tore through the ground where he stood. Minato blurred into motion, swift, precise, a flash of soft blue chakra. Naruto didn't want to reveal too much, but he also couldn't let any of them get hurt. One stone ninja rushed Naruto with a hammer-like earth fist. Naruto ducked under the swing and drove his elbow into the enemy's jaw, sending him stumbling. Another formed a mud dragon attack. Naruto's hands flew into signs and released a gust of chakra-infused wind palm, dispersing it partially. Not enough. The mud dragon reformed. Naruto cursed under his breath. He needed something stronger without giving himself away. He leapt forward, clones exploding from the shadows, distracting the shinobi while Naruto delivered a clean roundhouse kick to his ribs. Minato disabled the third shinobi in a blur. In less than a minute, the battle ended. Minato regrouped everyone quickly. Kakashi, Rin, are you both unharmed? Kakashi nodded, sword still drawn. Rin breathed hard but uninjured. Obito exhaled shakily. That was intense. Minato turned toward Naruto, eyes searching. You handled yourself incredibly well. Naruto shrugged. I've had experience. Minato nodded, but it wasn't casual. He was thinking deeply, analyzing the gaps in Naruto's story. Naruto felt a chill. The truth was inching closer to the surface, and soon someone would ask the question he feared. Where did you learn all this? He wasn't ready to answer. A quiet moment with Rin. As they moved deeper into safer territory, Rin walked beside Naruto, her gentle presence calming the weight on his chest. You fought really bravely, Rin said. But when you fought, I noticed something. Quote, Naruto tensed slightly. What did you notice? You flinched, not in fear, but in sadness. Like you weren't fighting them, but ghosts from somewhere else. Naruto paused. Rin had always been perceptive. Kindness sharpened her understanding of others. Naruto took a long breath. I've seen a lot of battles. More than someone our age should. Rin nodded softly. That's what I thought. You carry yourself like someone who wants to save everyone, even if it means hurting yourself. Quote, Naruto almost smiled at the accuracy. Rin continued, if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Naruto looked forward, feeling the timeline tighten like a noose around them. Rin didn't know how desperately Naruto wanted to protect her, how deeply her fate scarred the future. And he couldn't tell her. Not yet, but he silently vowed, he would not allow history to repeat itself. Minato's growing doubt. As night settled and the team made camp, Minato sat alone beside the fire, watching its flickering light reflect on Naruto's. face as he rested nearby. Kakashi approached Minato. Sensei, you've noticed it too, haven't you? Minato nodded slowly. Yes. Rin and Obito listened quietly from behind. Minato spoke with the calm tone of someone piecing together a complicated truth. His reactions are trained beyond his age. His chakra feels old, not by age, but by experience. His instincts, they're almost on par with mine. He paused, and he flinched when I used my teleportation earlier. As if he recognized it. Obito frowned. So, what does that mean? Minato looked at Naruto sleeping under the faint moonlight. It means he isn't just a talented boy. His voice dropped to a whisper. He's hiding something enormous. A night that changes everything. The forest was quiet, but the silence didn't soothe Naruto. Resting beneath a rough pine tree, arms crossed over his chest, he pretended to sleep while his mind churned with the same questions over and over. How much did Minato suspect? How soon before Kakashi confronted him? How long before this timeline collapsed under the weight of his presence? Naruto closed his eyes, listening to the slow crackle of the campfire. Rin slept soundly near Obito, who lay on his back staring at the stars. Kakashi, ever alert, perched on a high branch, scanning the surroundings with the intensity of someone who believed survival depended on it. Naruto shifted slightly. He shouldn't be here, any change could twist history into something irreversible. But he was here, and now, he had responsibilities. Not to the timeline, but to the people who didn't yet know what fate awaited them. A predator in the trees. Naruto's eyes snapped open. Something moved. A faint flicker of chakra, thin, almost undetectable, crept along the tree line behind their camp. The signature was quiet, suppressed, trained. Not an animal, not an inexperienced scout, a stone sensor type. Naruto sat up. Minato's head turned instantly toward him. The two locked eyes silently. Minato whispered, "You feel it too." Naruto nodded. "He's circling us, watching." Kakashi dropped from his branch and appeared at Minato's side. "What's the order?" Obito tensed, Rin stood up quickly, and the knight shifted into a taut readiness. Before Minato could speak, Naruto stepped forward. "I'll go," he said. Minato studied him for a moment. Not alone. Kakashi moved to step up, but Minato held out a hand. "You stay here, Kakashi. Protect the others." Kakashi frowned. "Why him then?" Minato looked toward Naruto again. "Because his instincts are too sharp. Because he reacts faster than he should. Because he can match my level of situational awareness." Minato didn't speak those thoughts aloud. "Because Naruto can sense him more clearly than any of you." Rin and Obito exchanged glances. Kakashi clenched his jaw. Finally, Minato said softly, "Naruto. You're with me." Naruto nodded. The silent hunt. The two slipped into the forest, moving not as teacher and student, but as two seasoned shinobi. Naruto matched Minato's steps perfectly, adjusting his breath and pace to minimize sound, something that made Minato glance at him, quietly impressed and quietly suspicious. "You move like you've done this for years," Minato whispered. Naruto didn't respond. The chakra signature flickered again. The enemy was good, hiding between breaths, masking his trail with subtle wind currents. A Jonin-level sensor. Very dangerous. Naruto tapped Minato's wrist twice, northwest. Minato nodded without speaking. They split. Naruto moved high into the canopy, vision scanning the shadows. Minato appeared in the clearing below, walking openly, drawing the predator out. A silent tension stretched across the forest. Then Naruto saw him. A stone shinobi wrapped in earth-toned camouflage, perched against the trunk like lichen. His eyes locked onto Minato, preparing a signal flare to summon reinforcements. Naruto's pupils narrowed. He had a moment to decide. Take the enemy alive, knock him out, or kill him to preserve the mission. The future demanded balance. The war demanded survival. Naruto demanded neither, he demanded the right path. He landed silently behind the ninja and applied pressure to the neck with precise force, knocking him unconscious before he could react. Minato arrived a heartbeat later. "You chose not to kill him," Minato said quietly. Naruto met Minato's eyes. "I don't kill people unless I have to." Minato held his gaze for a moment longer than necessary. Not judgment, understanding. Let's bring him back to camp, Minato said. Minato's suspicion deepens. Back at camp, the stone shinobi was bound in chakra-suppressing wire. Rin checked him for hidden weapons. Kakashi glared at Naruto like he was trying to solve a puzzle without all the pieces. Obito whispered loudly, Naruto took that guy down on his own. That's actually insane. Kakashi didn't respond. He knelt in front of the unconscious enemy, then looked at Naruto. How did you find his exact position? Kakashi asked. Naruto shrugged. I'm good at sensing chakra. That good? Kakashi's voice carried a sharp edge. Better than me. Better than Sensei. The question hung heavy between them. Minato intervened. Kakashi, that's enough. Kakashi's jaw tightened. Sensei, you saw it too. Minato lowered his head slightly, eyes serious now. Yes, and we will discuss it later. Not now. Kakashi turned away, gripping his kunai hilt tightly. Naruto could feel the suspicion tightening around Kakashi like chains. He didn't blame him. Naruto was a stranger dropped into their lives with unnatural skill, unnatural perception, and far more knowledge than he should have. And things were only going to get harder. A moment with Minato. As everyone prepared to rest again, Minato approached Naruto quietly. Walk with me. Naruto followed him away from camp. The air felt heavier between them. Minato stopped beside a fallen tree and leaned against it. Your instincts, your reactions, your understanding of the battlefield. His voice grew quiet. The too refined for your age. Naruto froze. Minato continued, not accusing but searching. And when we fought earlier today, you adjusted instantly. My movements surprised you, but they didn't confuse you. Naruto stared at the ground. Minato's voice softened even further. You've seen someone fight like me before, haven't you? Naruto closed his eyes. He couldn't lie to the man who would someday sacrifice his life to save the world. He couldn't lie to the father he never got to know. So he spoke carefully. I've seen a lot of things, from a place far ahead of here. Minato inhaled quietly, a subtle, shocked breath. Naruto continued. I can't explain everything. If I do, it will change too much. But I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm here because this time, this chance, is something I need to protect. Minato looked at him with dawning realization, half awe, half concern. You're not lying, Minato whispered. I can feel that. Naruto swallowed. Please trust me. I'll explain when I can. Minato placed a hand on his shoulder, gentle, steady. I already trust you more than you know, he said quietly. But remember, this timeline is fragile. One mistake can destroy everything. Naruto nodded. I know. Minato stepped back, expression grave but kind. Then we move forward together. Naruto felt something tighten in his chest. For the first time since arriving in the past, he didn't feel alone. But as they returned to camp, a new presence stirred far away, watching through unseen eyes. A presence Naruto recognized instantly. Someone who should not be aware of him yet. Someone from this era who was never supposed to cross paths with him at this stage. Someone dangerous enough to sense shifts in fate itself. The masked man. The future harbinger of catastrophe. The man who would one day call himself Madara. Naruto stopped walking for a moment. He felt it. History had already changed. And the past was beginning to fight back. The past stirs against Naruto. Naruto froze mid-step, his body motionless, breath shallow, his senses pulled toward a distant point in the forest. Not just chakra, not killing intent, something deeper, a distortion, a presence that remembered the future. Or perhaps one that existed outside time altogether. Minato noticed the subtle shift in Naruto's posture. What is it? He asked. Naruto didn't answer at first. He sifted through his chakra senses, searching for the flicker that had brushed his awareness like a cold finger on the back of his neck. But it was gone. Or worse, hidden. He whispered, something was watching. Minato immediately shifted into full alert, scanning the forest. Stone reinforcements. No, Naruto said slowly. Something far more dangerous. Quote. Minato's expression sharpened. Naruto rarely used that tone. They returned to camp, But Naruto remained distant, eyes scanning shadows that shouldn't hold danger yet. Because if the masked man, Obito of the future, had sensed Naruto's presence, then all of history was already on a knife's edge. And someone else was watching too. Kakashi. He had been awake, pretending to rest, observing Naruto's reactions. When Naruto returned, Kakashi's gaze followed him like a blade tracking its target. Rin noticed the tension but didn't comment. Obito, oblivious to deeper implications, only sensed the heaviness in the air and fidgeted nervously. Naruto sat against a tree, closing his eyes, trying to steady the timeline inside his head. But the forest still felt aware, awake, stirring around him. History had noticed him, and it was shifting. The mystery deepens and Kakashi's suspicion builds. As the hours passed, soft moonlight filtered through the canopy. Everyone tried to sleep, except Kakashi, who remained perched on a branch above Naruto, silent and watchful. Naruto felt his gaze but stayed quiet. Eventually Kakashi spoke. You sensed something earlier, something the rest of us couldn't. Naruto opened his eyes. Yes. What was it? Naruto didn't look up. Not something I can explain. Not yet. That's not good enough, Kakashi said. His tone wasn't emotional, it was cold, analytical, trained by war. Your presence changes our team's dynamic. You act like someone with classified information. That puts us in danger. Naruto's jaw tightened. I'm not your enemy. I didn't say you were. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. But I don't trust what I can't understand, and nothing about you makes sense. Naruto finally looked up, meeting the younger Kakashi's sharp gaze. You will understand, Naruto said. But not today. Kakashi didn't blink. I'll figure it out. Naruto almost smiled. The Kakashi he knew in the future would have said the same thing. But the smile faded. Kakashi wasn't the only one watching him. Minato observed all of this from across the camp, expression unreadable. Rin worried quietly. Obito shifted nervously, sensing the conflict. The forest whispered around them, restless and uneasy. And Naruto knew what was coming. There wouldn't be peace for long. Dawn and the march toward destiny. The next morning, the team prepared to depart again. The captured stone shinobi was interrogated lightly. Minato treated him humanely, offering water, ensuring he wasn't injured. But while questioning him, Minato noticed something unsettling. We were only meant to observe Konoha's movements, the stone shinobi said. But 2 days ago, we were ordered to capture any unusual chakra signatures. Something about an anomaly. Minato's eyes flickered toward Naruto. Rin whispered, Sensei, does that mean? Yes, Minato said softly. Someone is specifically seeking Naruto. Naruto felt a chill crawl across his spine. This wasn't supposed to happen. He was changing the war before it even began. They couldn't stay in one place any longer. We move, Minato said. Now, as they hurried through the forest, Naruto remained in the center of the formation, flanked by Kakashi and Obito. Rin stayed close behind him, protecting his blind spot even though she didn't fully understand why. Minato led them with increasing urgency. Naruto felt the timeline hardening around him. Like the past was trying to erase an intruder. The shadow that should not exist yet. Hours later, they neared the border cliffs, a region Naruto recognized from Minato's past missions. The air grew thinner, colder. Then Naruto felt it again. That same pressure. Faint. Wrong. Like a fingerprint left on time. He stopped suddenly. Minato sensed it too. He raised a hand, halting the team. Kakashi reached for his blade. Rin stiffened. Obito swallowed hard. A ripple passed through the space ahead of them. The hairs on Naruto's arms stood up. A distortion blurred the tree line. Dark chakra seeped into the forest like smoke. A masked figure flickered into existence for a fraction of a second. Orange spiral mask. Cloaked form. Presence cold and familiar. Naruto's stomach twisted. It was him. Not yet the man he would become, but already steeped in darkness. Already walking the path that would lead to the tragedy of the Nine Tails, the fourth Hokage's death, the Uchiha massacre, and eventually the fourth Great Ninja War. Minato blurred forward instantly, but the figure vanished just as quickly as he appeared, like a dream dissolving in the morning light. It wasn't an attack. It wasn't even a confrontation. It was a warning, a message. Minato returned to the team, expression grave. He didn't need to say the words, everyone felt the unnatural chill left behind. But Naruto understood far more. The masked man hadn't come to kill anyone. He had come to look at him. To confirm something. Naruto exhaled slowly. The worst possibility had come true. Time had taken notice of him. And now, so had the man destined to twist that time into ruin. Minato grabbed Naruto's shoulder, voice low but firm. Who was that? Minato asked. Naruto stared into the empty air where the masked man had stood. And for the first time since arriving in the past, Naruto felt fear, not for himself, but for the world around him. He answered quietly, someone who shouldn't know I exist. Not yet. Minato's expression tightened. Kakashi slowly took a step back, staring at Naruto with widening eyes, not in suspicion now, but in realization. Rin covered her mouth. Obito felt something crack inside him, like a truth was clawing at his heart. And the forest wind whispered around them, carrying the weight of what was about to unfold. The past was no longer stable. And Part 1 was ending on the verge of a fracture the world had never been meant to face. Night fell over the training grounds, the moonlight casting long shadows across the broken earth where Naruto and young Kakashi had fought side by side for the first time. The air was heavy with silence, one filled not with danger, but with unspoken thoughts. Naruto sat on a fallen log, rubbing his knuckles, still feeling the ache from the intense sparring he'd done earlier with the students. He had held back, of course, but to the young ninjas, he had been a monster-level mystery shinobi. And the way they stared at him, it brought back memories of his own childhood. Except this time, he wasn't the outcast. He was the anomaly. Kakashi approached him, hands in pockets, posture straight but strangely hesitant. His voice was unusually quiet. You're strong, stronger than any shinobi I've ever met at this age. Kakashi's visible eye narrowed slightly. Who are you really? Naruto didn't answer immediately. Instead, he looked at the young prodigy in front of him, the boy who would one day become his mentor. His rival, his brother. It felt surreal. Kakashi was sharp, too sharp for excuses. So Naruto chose honesty, as much as he safely could. I'm just someone trying to do the right thing, Naruto said softly. Someone trying to fix things before they break. Kakashi didn't press further. Perhaps he sensed the weight behind the words. Perhaps he saw a reflection of something familiar, loss, hope, conflict. Before either of them could speak again, Minato appeared beside them in a flash of golden light. His expression was composed, but Naruto could sense the curiosity hidden underneath. You did well today, Minato said. Both of you. Kakashi nodded silently and headed off, but not before giving Naruto one last glance, thoughtful, suspicious, but curious. Once he was gone, Minato turned to Naruto. I don't know who you are, he said gently, or why someone like you appeared at this time, but something tells me you're meant to be here. Naruto felt his heartbeat tighten. If only he knew the truth, Naruto wasn't meant to be here. He wasn't meant to rewrite the past. He wasn't meant to stand beside these people he loved but lost. And yet, here he was. Minato continued, starting tomorrow, you'll officially join Kakashi's team as a temporary member. I want to see how the two of you work together. Naruto nodded. Yeah, I'll do my best. Minato placed a hand on his shoulder. I believe you. That simple gesture nearly crushed Naruto's chest with emotion. He wanted to say something, anything, but words refused to come. The man he'd lost long before knowing was standing right here, believing in him. Rest for tonight, Minato said. Tomorrow begins a new chapter for this team. Quote, as Minato walked away, Naruto remained seated, staring at the moon. He whispered to himself, this time, I won't fail anyone. The wind carried his words into the quiet night. Far away, a masked figure stood atop a tree branch, watching the training grounds, the swirling space-time distortion. Around his mask barely visible. So, he appeared after all, the masked man murmured. History is shifting. His Sharingan glowed faintly. This will be interesting. And just like that, he vanished into the void. The moon rose higher, the night deepened, and with it began the dangerous, unpredictable, world-changing journey of Naruto, a shinobi out of time, walking beside Ghost who was still alive. Thank you.